Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode. Welcome to another episode of Meditations and Musings. Today's episode is a meditation, and it's one that is going to ask you to get still, get present, and to close your eyes to go within. We're going to be focusing on play. Now, play is not just for children. I know that if you are in the personal development field, if you've been doing any reading at all, you must have stumbled upon the idea that play is a really beautiful access point, a portal into things like creativity, into imagination, into being present. And those things are the most powerful tools that I know of, that I have experienced myself, into allowing yourself to shake off any stuckness, any limiting beliefs, any ways of being that aren't serving you in your life and aren't serving your highest purpose. Now, I just want to give a little bit of backstory and we'll dive right into the meditation. So if you are in a place where you cannot sit to close your eyes, perhaps you can make your way there as I share a little background of why play has been such a beautiful part of my life. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and close your eyes and dive right into this fun little, I would say it's more of an experimental inner meditation that is going to help you to connect with that part of yourself that maybe hasn't played in a while, like really played, like more than a game of Scrabble, though I love playing Scrabble. So the day that I'm recording this is my son's 12th birthday. And I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud. He's 12 years old, and I can just, of course, on the day of their birthdays, we as mothers and fathers and aunties can go back to when we first met the beautiful children in our lives, whether they were brought into your life by a relative or birth or adoption or any other way, any of the important children in your life. So for me, my son was born on October 2nd, 12 years ago, and he has brought so much into our lives. And one of the most important things that he has brought into our life is a sense of play. Now, I feel like I've always been a playful person, but I know for myself and for just any adults that we know, including yourself, there's definitely a cloud of seriousness that can descend upon our lives when we start to pay bills, have a mortgage, have a job, all of the adult things that we do that require us to be serious, that require us to put on our adult thinking caps and to plan and strategize and basically wake up and do the things that a life well lived requires. But sometimes we forget that play is an essential part of that life well lived. And if we give up that sense of play, we give up really this part of our lives that makes us more fun to be around, more excited to get up, to have this sense of, I don't know what today's going to bring, but I'm going to bring my sense of playfulness to it. And to me, when I think of playfulness, I also think of a sense of beginner's mind. Beginner's mind meaning I don't need to know how to do this. I can figure it out. It doesn't matter if I've never done it before. I'm going to just have fun along the way and not get bogged down into what I can do, what I can't do. I've never done it before. Oh my gosh, this is scary. And really this sense of playfulness and beginner's mind can be brought to anything, to work, to creativity, to relationships, to parenting, to building a business, anything. Anything can be made more fun, easy, and beautiful by a sense of play. Because when we play, we don't take ourselves so seriously. And when we don't take ourselves so seriously, we are more likely to take chances, to do things that we haven't done before, to even when it comes to trying on new clothing, we get so set in our ways of this looks good on me, this doesn't. Well, what if you brought a sense of play to your fashion? What if you added yellow or orange or blue, things you don't normally wear? Or if you are working with clients, what if you added some playfulness into your interactions? Maybe tried something you've never tried before. Or I know I'd rather work with someone who's more fun and joyful in their own lives than someone who's just super serious. Now, maybe when I'm doing estate planning and doing my will, okay, fine, you can be more serious. But even then, I want it to be done in a sense of fun and play, because honestly, there's so much seriousness in the world already. So many things that can get us down into a shadow of seriousness that I think it's important to find pockets of play throughout your day. So if you found yourself in a place where you can close your eyes, we're going to get there in just a moment. I just wanted to wrap the conversation around my son, who's 12 today. And so with him, it's a real daily reminder, because he's the kind of person who reflects almost instantly to me the way I'm being in my day. So if I am grumpy or moving slowly or just, not being the playful mom that I want to be, that he reflects that to me pretty well in his own behavior. And not only that, he actually tells me, he's like, Mom, why are you being so serious? And I don't take that as a judgment. I don't get defensive. I've learned not to do that. I've learned to really allow him to be one of my sacred teachers, to be quite honest. And we have these conversations, how do you feel when I'm being grumpy? How do you feel when I show up this way? And when I'm playful and I show up to him first thing in the morning because of my own self-care practices, I can see it's like this gratitude in his eyes. It's like he almost softens in to being around me instead of trying to navigate what kind of mood I'm in. And, I've seen myself for sure in that situation with him, and I hopefully can get myself out of it pretty quickly these days. But I'm sure I'm definitely guilty of being, grumpy or being too preoccupied with my work or, whatever it might be, other situations, and not being fully present. And when you're not fully present, you simply cannot be playful. So being playful is a great tool to allow yourself to be present. I mean, it's really hard to be serious when you're blowing bubbles. It's really hard to be serious when you're like outside jumping rope or skipping. Like if you're just go out and start skipping with your kid or a kid, I mean, you're going to be playful. It's going to lift your entire vibration of your being. And then you're going to show up to everything else in your life with a very different positive outlook. So today I invite you to do a few things. One is to reflect on how you are being in your life with the people that are most important to you, your friends, your family, your clients, yourself, your spiritual practice. Are you getting so serious and wrapped up in the world and news headlines and everything else? And I know those aren't going to go away, but you have a choice. You have a choice in how you show up to yourself, to those people around you. The second thing I invite you to do is to reflect and contemplate on your present. To contemplate, what would make this more playful? How can I be more playful? And if you're finding yourself blocked and not being able to connect with that playful part of yourself, then I would say it's a great sign that it's time to contemplate it a little more. To really remember, what did I do when I was younger? Did I love to play board games? Did I love to dress up? Did I love to just get silly and laugh? Did I love to, be outside and just playing in the mud? What did I love to do? And to invite more of that into your life. And the third thing I'm inviting you to do is to settle in. Settle in And whether you're sitting in a car or you're sitting at your dining room table, or you can find a comfy place to sit on a bed or couch, really doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to be on a meditation pillow to do this guided meditation. But I'd love for you to be in a place where you can take a deep breath and begin to settle in to your body. Sometimes we overcomplicate meditation. We overcomplicate getting present. And oh my goodness, we overcomplicate play. And the most important thing to do in all those three areas is to just breathe, to just feel your feet, wiggle those toesies, maybe wiggle your shoulders a little bit, and just let's do a quick body scan from the top to the bottom and see if we can relax. Invite some playful relaxation. Maybe even a little smile begins to form, thinking about the different ways that play can enter your life. So with each deep breath, start to bring your attention to the top of your head, to your crown, and maybe that crown has some jewels on it. Maybe you are royalty today. Maybe we can even bring some playfulness into this meditation. With your next breath, just invite a sense of relaxation on your face and your ears. Maybe wiggle those ears a little bit, even if it's just tiniest fraction. Allowing your next breath to bring a sense of relaxation to your throat, to your mouth, to your jaw. Maybe stick out your tongue just for a second, even if there are people around you, because that's playful. With your next breath, I invite you to relax your chest, your shoulders, your arms. Wiggle those fingers a little bit. What would it be like to be more playful? Allowing your next deep breath to bring a sense of melting, maybe melting caramel and butter in your belly, in your back. Maybe cover that melted butter and caramel with some rainbow sprinkles. As playful as you want to be. And take another nice deep breath, inviting relaxation into your hips. Maybe wiggle those hips a little bit, even if you're sitting in a chair. Allowing the melting, buttery, caramelly, rainbow sprinkle, warm sensation of relaxation to continue down your legs, down your calves. And then start pouring from the bottom of your toes. And instead of roots that are just like tree roots, maybe now you have pouring down caramelly, buttery, rainbow sprinkled colored roots going into the earth, adding your own brand of playfulness to the earth. And the earth loves to play. Just watch animals, watch birds, watch baby animals play. They know what to do. Inviting that sense of relaxation and play into your whole body. And now, as you invite more childlike play, I want to invite you to an inner visualization taken from one of my favorite classical joy of visualization books. Take you on a little journey into your inner child to help you access that playfulness on a deeper level. I want you to get a sense of your inner child. Regardless of how adult you feel right now, there is a child self who lives within you that is timeless in your thoughts and in your feelings. And depending on whether your child is sad or happy, it can be a little bit of a block to your accessing playfulness now as an adult. Either way, we're going to find a deeper connection with your inner child. And if your inner child happens to be sad and leaking that sadness into your adult life, we're going to comfort your child and we're going to make your inner child feel better. And if your inner child is happy, we can really help access that curiosity, that spontaneity into your adult life now. In your mind's eye, begin to picture yourself as a child at an age when you were pretty physically coordinated, maybe between 5 and 7 years old. What do you look like? How is your haircut? What are you wearing? What are you doing? Are you running around carefree, or are you being careful not to get dirty? What's the expression on your face? Are you smiling? Are you curious? Are you angry? Are you crying? Once you have a clear, vivid picture or a sense of yourself as a child, begin to introduce yourself as a friend. You might begin by saying, "Hi, my name is," what's yours? Your child's name might be a secret name or a nickname or just the same as yours right now. Then you can say, "I'd like to be your friend." And then ask, "What would you like to do today?" And now with an open heart and an open mind, listen to what your child says, to what your child self says. And then take his or her hand and go play. Maybe you play dress up or hide and seek. Or maybe you go swimming or to the circus. There are no limits. Do whatever your inner child wants to do, regardless of whether or not you actually did that as a child. Just have fun. Find out what your inner child thinks and feels about the world. Get the imagination going. Now, you may pause this if you want to spend more time, if you're really in a beautiful moment. Now, after you've spent some time with your inner child, ask what he or she wants. Whatever your inner child wants, give it to him or her. It could be anything from a hug to a pony. Wrap it up or make it special in some way. Be sure to give your inner child whatever it is that he or she wants with no strings attached. There's no tidying up the toys or being good or eating all the vegetables in order to get what he or she wants. You just give it to your inner child because you love him or her. Don't worry about spoiling your inner child. That's not a concern here. The idea is to play with your inner child and give them what they want so that you get to know your inner child and appreciate them, and your child gets to appreciate you. Doing this, even in your imagination, allows you to heal any hurts that your inner child has. If he or she is sad, put your arms around him or her in comfort. Let them know you're there and ask what he or she needs. Kiss any scrapes or bruises, whether they're physical or emotional. Put large band-aids on the boo-boos or elbow or knee or his or her heart. If your inner child is angry, give them permission to release anger in the safety of your mind. Let them kick and scream and yell and throw things. You're an adult. You can take it. And make sure that your inner child knows that you still love him or her even when anger arises. Your child self is part of who you are. By getting to know your inner child self, you actually get to know your adult self as well. Whatever you do for your child self in terms of giving love, comfort, and forgiveness, you do the same for yourself. Encouraging an exchange of love between adult and child benefits both of you. Whenever you need a boost in spirit and play, take a couple of minutes to summon up your child self and play, play, play. Now I invite you to say goodbye to your inner child for now, in whatever way feels right and appropriate for you, reminding your inner child that you will play again, that you will come back. After you've said your goodbyes for now, take a nice deep breath, feeling the sensations in your body, noticing any changes, maybe some warmth in your heart, some fluttering in your belly, a smile on your face. Maybe there's some sadness. That's okay. It's all beautiful. It's all accepted. It's all allowed. Feelings from your childhood are just as beautiful and real and present and allowed now as they could have and should have been back then. And sometimes we need to go back and give it to ourselves. Sometimes those who have raised us did the best they could with what they had, and we get to forgive them and give ourselves what we need most now. I invite you to take a nice deep breath again and release with a nice big sigh. At this point, you can stay in that present moment as long as you need to. And I invite you to take some time to reflect, to grab a journal and a pen and to make any notes, any noticing, any reflections, anything that came up for you that you'd like to process in any way would be a great time to do that right now while it's fresh and poignantly vivid in your mind. Anything that came up for you, anything that you perhaps want to explore further, any emotions that maybe you didn't recognize and want to give more attention, awareness to. Thank you for going on this journey with me, and I can't wait to see you again on our next episode of Meditations and Musings. This is Elena Lipson, your Divine Self-Care Mentor. Have a blessed, beautiful day. Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.